Hi everyone, this is Veronica and today we are going to talk about Surrogacy Bill 2016 which has been recently passed by Lok Sabha. So this bill has finally banned commercial surrogacy in our country. India was known as surrogacy hub in the world, but now it has banned commercial surrogacy. We'll talk about this, analyze this bill in detail. So for my video update, you can follow me on Instagram, and for the PDF of this lecture, it will be uploaded on my Facebook and Telegram channel. So guys, this is a channel StudyIQ. If you're preparing for any government exam, our pen drive and tablet courses are also available. For additional information, you can visit our website or you can call on these numbers given on the screen. So what is the relevance of this topic from the exam point of view? Objective, you should know about the features of this bill. I have included some of the MCQs, and the people who write UPSC exams for the mains, this is very important. Critically analyze the bill or some questions can be asked. I have given some questions in the end of the lecture. So your first question is, which of the following is or are true regarding Surrogacy Bill 2016? I think you should be able to answer this question because this bill has been in the news for long now. Today we are talking because it has been finally passed by the Lok Sabha. So the first statement is, apart from medical expenses, the surrogate mother can be paid money, but the amount will be regulated. Second statement is, separate budget provisions will be made as per the bill for funding the structure regulating surrogacy. So you can write the correct answer in the comment box. Next question is, you can pause the video and you can answer it. Which of the following are true regarding surrogacy regulation bill? The bill allows single parents to opt for altruistic surrogacy. The bill doesn't allow unmarried couples to opt for surrogacy. And third question is, which of the following are true regarding surrogacy? The commercial surrogacy will be allowed but regulated by this bill. Second statement is, India has emerged as a surrogacy hub for couples from different countries. So I will tell you the answers in the end of the lecture. Till then, I think you should be able to answer them. So now, why it is in news? As I told you, Lok Sabha has finally passed the long pending surrogacy regulation bill on 19 December 2018, and this bill has there's a blanket ban on commercial surrogacy, and they have given rise to a new kind of surrogacy, that is altruistic surrogacy. What is altruistic surrogacy? We'll discuss. So first of all, what is surrogacy? See, when another woman, a different woman, there are three people involved here. There is a surrogate mother and there is a couple which includes husband and wife. Okay, couple. It could be a gay couple. For the definition of surrogacy, couple means couple. It could be anyone, whether it is a gay couple, a heterosexual couple, or homosexual couple, anyone. So see, when another woman, we refer to surrogate mother. It carries and gives birth to a child for a couple who want to have a baby but are unable to do so because of infertility or some other reasons. It is called surrogacy. So when the couple is medically unfit to conceive, then the surrogate mother is artificially inseminated, and such a case is called biological surrogacy. Okay, biological surrogacy. Now, whereas there is a term called gestational surrogacy also, when the fertilized egg is placed into the uterus of the surrogate mother. So this was about surrogacy. Now there are two kind of surrogacies, commercial surrogacy and altruistic surrogacy. See, in commercial surrogacy, this term generally refers to any surrogacy arrangement in which the surrogate mother is compensated for her services beyond reimbursement of medical expenses. And in altruistic surrogacy, this term refers to an arrangement in which women volunteers to carry a pregnancy for intended parents without receiving any monetary compensation in return. Okay, so it is a kind of charity surrogacy. Okay, so let's talk about the background. See, India was the first country to legalize commercial surrogacy in 2002. By 2012, India had become surrogacy capital of the world, with surrogacy tourism valued approximately around $400 million to $500 million annually, right? So in India, it became a way of earning livelihood and are often abused. It has been done usually for a payment with help of agents and doctors in the market. Currently there is no, before this regulation, obviously there was no proper regulation on surrogacy in India. While estimates of the size of surrogacy market vary wildly, it is one in which the women carrying an embryo has been in gray zone with uncertain legal and compensatory protection. Okay, compensation is not the only solution or situation where surrogate mothers are exploited. For examples, I give you few instances. There was a Japanese couple who began this process in India with a surrogate mother in Gujarat. But before the child was born, they split, they divorced, and there were no takers for the child. Then there's another instance in 2012. There was an Australian couple commissioned a surrogate mother and arbitrarily choose one of the twins. So that surrogate mother gave birth to two twins, but the couple chose only one child. In the light of these experiences, the 228th report of Law Commission of India recommended prohibiting commercial surrogacy. So it was first recommended by Law Commission of India. Okay, so there was even some case where the Gujarat High Court had to adjudicate upon a case relating to the issue of citizenship of twin children who were born out of surrogacy in India when the commissioning parents, home state of Germany, had refused to grant citizenship to the children. Okay, so this is the background of surrogacy in India, like what has happened. Some disturbing cases, two or three disturbing cases were also there which came into light. Now we'll discuss the features of the bill, which are very important. So what are the features of the bill? To avail the surrogacy, the foreigners, NRIs, are not allowed to commission surrogacy in India. That is what we have banned, the commercial surrogacy. If any kind of surrogacy is happening in India, it is only for the Indian nationals, the people who are living in India. We have now the homosexuals and single parents are also not allowed for surrogacy, and the couples who do not have children are also not allowed to go for surrogacy. There are terms and conditions. Okay, so only straight couples can now go for surrogacy, which is allowed in India now. Now, the couple seeking surrogacy should possess a certificate from the district board also that the couple is infertile, or whatever the reasons that they are not able to conceive the child, medical reasons should be there, and the certificate from the district board is very necessary. This bill is applied to all states in India except Jammu and Kashmir, because Jammu and Kashmir has a separate constitution. If this bill has to be regulated and implemented in J&K, it should be passed from their assembly, from their legislative processes. But right now there is president rule in J&K, so maybe the government will pass once the government is elected. Now another point is, for the surrogate mother, the women between the ages of 25 and 35 years can only go for surrogacy, and one woman can only be a surrogate once in her lifetime. So the woman who is carrying the child for another couple, she can surrogate only once in her lifetime, and her age should be in between 25 to 35 years. Next, now how they have regulated, as I told you, there is no commercial surrogacy, there will be altruistic surrogacy in India, and for that the surrogated mother should be a close relative of the couple. This is a very major point here. And the couple who is seeking surrogacy also have some guidelines. For example, their age. The women should be of the age 23 to 50, and the man age should be between 26 to 55, and the couple should have been married for at least 5 years. So these are the main takeaways from the bill, and definition of close relative is yet to be defined by the government. And one more thing, there is punishment. If anybody violates this law in India, there is a punishment penalty now, 10 years of jail and 10 lakh fine. Right? So these are the main features of the bills. After discussing the features, I hope you will be able to give the answers to the questions that I asked. Now let's discuss the merits. What are the merits of this whole bill? Government has, as a Law Commission of India suggested, to stop the exploitation of the women they noticed in various cases. In light of that, the government has passed this bill. The proposed bill or this passed bill will help in preventing exploitation of women, especially those who are from rural or poor and tribal belts. Now, the rights of both the surrogate mother and the child are ensured by the new legislation. Now, by bringing in altruistic surrogacy model and allowing a woman to be surrogate only once in a lifetime, the aim of the government here is to ensure better health and life of the surrogate mother. Moreover, as I told you, it proposes a punishment also that is not less than 10 years. It could be more, and along with the fine of rupees 10 lakh in case of exploitation and other irregularities. And next is very important point, adoption, which I like most about this bill, that it will boost the most underutilized option in our country, that is adoption. There are a lot of kids out there which could be adopted and given a chance of having a good life. So this adoption is an underutilized option which will be promoted along with the couple's happiness. So these are the merits. See, in this lecture, I'm not giving my opinion. I'm giving you the merits and demerits both. And in the end, when you write anytime any question, a positive conclusion should be given. So don't think here we are praising the bill or we are criticizing the bill. We are an education channel. So we try to show you both the sides of any bill which is passed in the Lok Sabha. Now we'll talk about the demerits of this bill. See, first of all, right to equality, right to life. So we'll discuss, and even we are hurting the tourism, this medical tourism of a country which is around $400 to $500 million, right? So see, the right to life, it includes the right to reproductive health and right to parenthood. So the state should not decide the modes of parenthood. This is the first point. Another is, there is sudden interruption would just push 500 million industry underground. This is the biggest concern. Right now, at least everything was in front of us. But now after this legislation, when there is a blanket ban, it might go underground and more exploitation could take place. Thus, the very purpose of the bill to protect surrogate mothers from exploitation would be defeated. So the bill will affect the thriving medical tourism in the country and people associated with it. Now, restricting limited conditional surrogacy to married Indian couples and disqualifying others person on the basis of nationality, marital status, sexual orientation or age does not appear to qualify the test of equality, right? Where we are talking right to equality, that is your articles 14 and 21, right to privacy also, or of being a reasonable classification, satisfying the objective sought to be achieved, right? Now, see, due to less opportunity, the doctors will also migrate to foreign countries. This legislation may push further the situation. If altruistic surrogacy is enforced, the commissioning parents have to find some non-legal means to pay the woman who has spent a year or more of her life trying to ensure the birth of a healthy baby or babies, right? So these provisions in the bill might act as a ground that breeds underground surrogacy, which I already told you that all this procedure may go underground. But it lacks in addressing different medical conditions. Like a woman has a medical problem to conceive, it is illogical to make her wait for 5 years. Who are you to decide? Who is government to decide that when a couple can conceive a child or go for any kind of surrogacy or anything like that? So the surrogate mother must be a close relative of intending couple. The bill does not define who are the close relatives, and restricting only a blood relative to be a surrogate mother is totally illogical and unreasonable. Restricting only a blood relative to be a surrogate mother is illogical because you are giving rise to the traditional Indian system of a family and patrilineal lineage, right? So these are some of the demerits and here commissioning mothers who are carrying child would be left. So right now the women who have already undergone the surrogacy, after the bill is passed, they are left in a limbo, and restricting a blood relative, I told you, is totally illogical and unreasonable. Now what is the conclusion? We here talked about the merits, we talked about the demerits also, but now anyway the bill is passed. So we should hope that implementation and the spirit of the bill is to prevent the exploitation of women. So we should more focus on the implementation strategy of the features of this bill now. And I feel one of the biggest positive point in this bill is it will boost the adoption in our country, which is the most unutilized option till now. Now the couples would go for adoption instead of surrogacy. So this is biggest light. I hope this is the biggest thing for India. So right in this way you can write the conclusion also. I have shown you both the ways. So thank you. If you have any queries, you can contact me. And yes, the answers of the questions here, neither 1 and 2, both the statements are wrong. Next, only 2, this statement is right, and here only 2, this statement is right and this is wrong. So there's one question for practice, writing practice. Recently the Lok Sabha has passed surrogacy bill. Due to many reasons, it gave rise to mixed responses. Now you could analyze the provisions of the bill and explain its suitability in the present situation of Indian society. So thank you. If you have any queries, you can contact me, and you can get the PDF here on the PDF in the Telegram channel.